We were just talking about like the 5 seconds that we've spoken before, but like time is money and money is time.
Yes.
What I find is that also when there's one, there isn't the other. We find this as well. Like when you have time, you don't have any money because maybe you're employed.
Yes,
and
totally,
then you have money and then you don't have time anymore because you're probably very employed and very busy.
Yes, totally, totally. I mean, we're lucky to have a little bit of money in the first place, but it can definitely be that way, especially when you're traveling for work and stuff like that, because it's like you go home and you're like, oh, now I can relax, and then you go to like buy food and it's like no.
I remember because I've known that you've worked in pubs, for instance, and so obviously like I would say, I don't know, 95% of musicians have done other things other than music, and still sometimes do when they play music as well, and are touring the world as well.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the music industry isn't what it used to be, as we say,
ye old music industry.
Exactly.
Finishing with ease, all of those words.
Ye old. But yeah, I mean, I've been, I think when I have some time off, I might go back to my cafe job, maybe. But
you wouldn't want to, would you?
No, I mean, I kind of love it there, and I miss all the people there. Hi, Alan, if you're watching. Hello.
I haven't met you, but I wish you well.
It's my boss.
There you go.
I promise I'll come back.
Because of Beware of the Dogs, what about real dogs? Do you have to really beware of dogs?
No, not really. I love dogs so much. I'm talking about, the metaphorical dogs.
Anyone that pays like more than a minute of attention, I would guess.
I hope so.
would get that.
Yeah.
Some doggies are nice though. Not to go. Not all men, obviously. Not to go on you. That's not the point. But which doggies do you like?
Could you rephrase the question? Sorry.
Yes, there's no question because I mixed it up. The thing is that my point was not to go like, some doggies are nice, but not like cheekily, because that's stupid. Because obviously we were speaking about very terrible things.
Yes.
So I meant like just what about literal dogs?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Do I have any? Yes, I do. I've got a beautiful white wolf called Misha. She's gorgeous. She actually belongs to my guitarist George, and she's just the most beautiful dog. I miss her so much. Yes.
I think half of our interviews speak of pets and dogs and animals, and animals for sure. Animals all the time. Animals, food, art.
Yeah, definitely. Everything that isn't music.
Especially. Music should speak for itself. Honestly, this is suddenly very serious.
Yes, I agree.
If people don't get the songs, it's not. I don't believe it's the interview format that's going to make them get it. Maybe like 5% of the time, but it should be like you can get to know people better not speaking about the things specifically, like very objectively, or sometimes about themselves, because not everyone is so like super reflective,
Yeah, and I think not every song. I feel like a lot of female artists get taken very literally for their songs, and when and it's like, oh, what was that about? Oh, I wouldn't want to be your ex-boyfriend or something like that. And when quite often, and especially in my case, my songs are a mixture of real and also grabbing from different experiences and different times. So sometimes when you get asked like, oh, exactly what was that about, in my head I'm like, I've got no idea. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a zone, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like it's a feeling, more or less.
And you're essentially writing a mini story, a 3-minute story with a bit of background music.
Well, hopefully that's not the background music. Don't listen to music, just listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But my favorite song on the record is Watching Telly.
Thank you.
It's more towards, and thank you for having put it out, for having us enjoy it. Yeah. And Watching Telly, what were you watching? Because I know what it is about, and I've read lyrics. What were you watching?
I was watching Probably Neighbours.
Oh, is it still on over there?
Still on over there.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is it? Like 75 years old?
So old, so old. I guess I was talking about a time in my life where I had no abilities to be a mother. You know, I was at a time where I was so young and I was dating a guy who thought he was really smart and, you know, read lots of Ernest Hemingway and books and stuff like that.
Kind of boring, Ernest Hemingway, isn't it?
So boring.
Fucking seaweed.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was watching trash TV and I was in no place to be a parent. So I guess I'm just painting the picture of that time. So I was probably watching Neighbours, to be honest. Yeah,
okay.
Let's be honest. You know, I'd like to say I was watching something really cool, like, you know, Anthony Bourdain or you know, Louis.
And weren't you though?
I am now.
Oh.
I was. You know, I have been for the last 3 years. I've grown up. You know, you know, we do grow up. I don't still watch Neighbours very often. Okay.
What about as a kid? Like what you watch? This has a point because I remember. I don't know if you got this when you were a kid, but I'm a little bit older than you, but a little bit. But it's all relative, guys. Are we all really old at all?
Yeah, exactly. What is
not
age,
at all?
You know,
not at all. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know. Even my parents are like 60, well into their 60s, and I don't think they're old at all.
No, totally.
So there you go. You can be young forever.
Yeah.
Let's all be young forever.
Yes.
It's team be young.
Let's do it.
Yes, and fresh and responsible as well.
Yes.
But, you know. Wow. I'm exhausting myself. No, it's very hot. It's very hot today. But this has a point because I remember some stuff in Australia. I know you grew up in Wales partly, but I remember there's a show. There's Round the Twist.
Yes.
That had a great song.
Ever felt like this, where strange things happen, and you're going round the twist at the end. It's great. It's great. I visited that lighthouse recently where
Did
they
you?
lived. Yeah, it's on the. I was very starstruck by a lighthouse. I was like.
Starstruck by a
lighthouse. Yeah, totally.
Not a lot of people can say that.
No, I've met you know, some big artists and stuff like that, but that lighthouse, I'm still recovering from it.
Have you ever gotten starstruck? Because I have a long career. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I've only gotten really starstruck twice. It was the Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, I'm going to meet the Dalai Lama.
Fair enough.
And I was going to supposedly interview him, so it was like I couldn't sleep the night before because I was just preparing everything because it's very specific.
Yes.
You have to be very knowledgeable.
Yes.
And I'm not. No, of course I am. But there was the Dalai Lama and Robert De Niro, which for some reason just like made me go like.
De Niro.
This is someone everyone knows. It's kind of weird. Yeah. It was only nice to me.
Wow.
Like, because people are like, oh, he's curmudgeon-y and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's curmudgeon if you just ask him stupid questions, as everyone is.
Yes.
Like, so if you ask him something like that's kind of cool, he'll be cool to you.
Yeah, totally. Whenever I meet someone that I am starstruck by, I tend to just run away. Like, I'm very quiet, and I just can't, because I just know if I open my mouth right now, I'm gonna fuck this up. And I'd rather them not know who I am than know me as that asshole who said something really stupid and kissed their ass, you know. So, but then, you know, it's really weird, but I've also, you know, I've made friends with people that I admire, and even sometimes, like, if I hang out with Julia Jacqueline for too long, I love her.
She was here.
Yeah, I know, she's amazing, and I just love her so much, and sometimes I kind of go, oh shit, it's Julia Jacqueline, and you know, you're just in the middle of chatting or having food or something, and then halfway through you're like, I love you, and then you just have to, it's just crazy, you know. I tend to just try and like stay away from people that I really care about, which is a really bad thing to do.
Some sort of social anxiety though.
Yeah, I think I've got issues. I need to talk to someone about that. Anyway.
Well, you're an artist, you're dealing with them.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
It's cathartic.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah. Yeah.
But the show is called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you've dedicated yourself to this, to what you're doing, your art, because something happened to you, or you read something or watched something that made you go, I want to do that forever, or this forever. Did you have that? And if so, what was it?
Wow, that's a great. Yeah, I think it was, you know, watching my dad, who is he's a school teacher now, he's a primary school teacher, but when we lived in Wales, Australians can't really get jobs as teachers in Wales, so he worked as a stand-up comedian, singer-songwriter at night. So mum was a nurse, and dad was the stay-at-home dad, and then at night time dad would go out and play in the bars and try and make some money, and I remember at family Christmases and family get-togethers, my dad being there with a guitar, and he wrote the most rude, crazy songs. So embarrassing.
With like coarse,
they did
coarse
not
language.
age well. Yeah, coarse language and coarse themes.
And coarse
Anyway,
themes.
yeah, it's great though, you know. But you know, I remember looking around and watching my whole family just like with their eyes on my dad, and just kind of thinking, wow, he's got everyone like wrapped around his little finger, and he's so funny, and you know, everyone. And I think I just didn't realize I was learning from him at that point. I was so little, I didn't know. I guess you know, you absorb things when you're little, you know, and I think that was probably the moment, I guess, that I decided I wanted to kind of be in the spotlight, try and make people laugh a little bit. Yeah.
And how did it click for you that you could just process stuff through your art?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was playing in other people's bands for a long time. I played in a few punk bands, and you know, in punk music you can just say what you want, you know, you're just like, fuck you, and I think that inspired me to stop being so, you know, because I write folk songs in a way. I started out playing acoustic guitar and harmonica and stuff, and I've realized
there's some overlap though.
Yeah, there is, and you
we
know,
have an example over here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I realized that, you know, you don't have to write lyrics about, like, you know, the ocean hitting the sea and the mountains and the sunset and all that shit just because you're playing an acoustic guitar. You can.
You want to be the Bob Ross of music.
Exactly, and that's what I was doing, I guess, as a young singer-songwriter. I was, you know, that's because you don't have as much experience, you're not well read and all of those things. But eventually I realized I could say whatever I wanted, even though I was playing an acoustic guitar. And then I moved to electric guitar, and, you know, everything changed a little bit. So I think a pivotal moment was having my guitar stolen out of my car, my acoustic guitar, and all I had left was my electric guitar, so I was forced to play it, and I'd never played it. I just had it there because I was like, it's cool. It's very different. And so thank you.
So
thank you to that thief who stole my guitar, because now I'm here. It's because of you. So I hope you're playing that guitar somewhere. Yeah.
With the heavy conscience, especially.
Yeah, totally. Fuck you.
Okay, just one last thing.
Sorry for swearing so much.
No, please. Where's the place that?
Are you gonna bleep me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll bleep completely. The whole thing.
Do a dog bark.
Only when you.
Every time I swear.
But only when you don't swear.
Okay, so right. So it's just going to be like, woo, woo, fuck, woo, woo.
Exactly.
Right. That's great. Yes. You should hear, I've got a radio edit version of Season's Greetings where I swear 43 times, and it's just like silence. It's just like, there's nothing. It's so funny. Anyway, so bad.
Where can we find this anywhere?
Probably on English radio.
Oh,
where they can't swear. They can't swear. Australian's fine, but American and English radio you can't swear.
Oh.
So they've bleeped me out a lot. It's great. It's fine.
It's you can go on your tombstone if you want.
Exactly.
They bleeped me out a lot.
Bleep me out a lot. Yeah, I got bleeped out for good. Yeah.
Bleep me out. Good. That's where we've gone far enough.
Yes.
Okay, just as a closer. Okay, three things that you're made of. Can be any sort of thing.
Blood.
Fair.
Skin and bullshit.
What's the second one?
Skin,
blood,
skin and bullshit.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, or human shit, whatever, you know.
Well, human bullshit.
Yeah, human bullshit.
Absolutely. Aren't we all made of human bullshit?
Yes, exactly.
We're all made of human bullshit.
Sorry to finish it there. Sorry, it's a bit nihilistic.
You're swearing though.
Yeah, I
fantastic.
know.
So there you go. It's in theme with the theme.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on our show.
Yes, of course.
And I love the album.
Thank you very much.
We only do stuff that we like, so
yes.
I immediately went like, oh, she got confirmed.
Oh,
Stella
thank you
confirmed.
very much.
I was alreys listening to it, so
that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was lovely.